On the morning of January 13th, 2025, users of RedNote, a social app used primarily in Chinese mainland, woke up to find their timeline crowded with videos and photos posted by American users. They are shocked speechless.
哎你大爷呀！你给我干哪儿来了？这是国内吗？
What happened is that these so-called TikTok refugees, influencers on the social app TikTok, were driven by the looming threat of a TikTok ban in the United States to migrate to other platforms. In RedNote, the Chinese app that offers functionalities similar to TikTok became one of the primary migration destinations. The influx of American users has created some unique cultural exchanges. Chinese users, humorously referring themselves as your Chinese spy friends, welcomed the American guests with gusto and offered to teach them Mandarin or show them how to use this app. Listen to this guy talking to the American newcomers with a southern accent.
This morning I opened up my little red book and what the hell is going on? All of a sudden, a whole mess of TikTok refugees came flooding into my comment section. But hey, it's all good. In the little red book, we all fam. But there's just a few things y'all need to learn before using this app. First of all, the little red book community is a real friendly kind of place. Most folks here are all about having rational conversations. They're all mighty kind too. Well, you might run across some stuff that ain't so friendly. But remember this, good folks and bad apples exist anywhere in the world. Don't go judging the bunch by just one or two. The second thing is, there ain't a real-time translation on this app yet. So if you want to get real good at using this app, you better learn yourself a little bit Chinese. And finally, if you see something you like, don't forget 3 things. Like, subscribe.
Some Chinese students even asked the Americans for help with their English homework.
Deal. If you teach us all Mandarin, I'll do your English homework.
Y'all's homework has me wondering if I actually know English.
Within one day, RedNote app has surged to the top of App Store chart. This app was primarily targeted mainland China. As you can see, it didn't even have an English title on App Store. Can the company behind RedNote seize this opportunity and make this app international? Can RedNote be the next TikTok? There are challenges for RedNote. First, Chinese platforms have much stricter content guidelines than apps used in the West. Their content review team are not well prepared for the inflow of English content. And American users, accustomed to express themselves freely, will inadvertently cross many red lines. There are a great number of unspeakable words on social media in China, particularly those regarding politics and history. Chinese users, well aware of this, would avoid certain topics or use strange alternative terms in place of those sensitive words when necessary. Americans just don't possess this sensitivity. In fact, some of the newly migrated accounts have already been banned or penalized without them knowing why. And this migration to Chinese social media is largely a defiant statement of users, a protest against the US government's decision to ban TikTok. That's why the refugees chose a Chinese platform instead of a more international alternative like Instagram. So the seriousness of this migration is questionable. Furthermore, the cultural gap and the language barrier are, to be honest, not so easy to cross. For sure, some American influencers will establish new fan base on RedNote and become successful. But for most, this will probably be a passing fad. And most likely creators will return to apps run by Meta and Google, given the need to monetize their followings at scale. Anyway, RedNote will probably not waste the opportunity of brand awareness that just fell into their lap. Maybe they will branch off an international version of their app, just like ByteDance did with TikTok. What do different people across the Pacific think about this migration? Let's hear their words. A Chinese posted this on Zhihu, a question-answering website in China.
Many people are not aware of the absurdity and severity of this matter. This means that, without external intervention, it's not impossible for tens of millions of Americans to flood into RedNote over a few days. The level of interaction between the people of China and the United States, the 2 leading countries in the world that are now mutually hostile, will reach an unprecedented density. To be honest, there has been almost no communication between the 2 countries' people like this before. How many people travel abroad or know how to bypass China's Great Firewall? This also means, to some extent, that the Great Firewall, in a certain sense, is gone.
Another post from Chinese social media is quite optimistic.
This is practically a test field for a utopian world of the future. In the end, people from both countries will realize that everyone is just an ordinary person looking for fun. As long as our government and RedNote don't overreact, it's like a win without effort for external propaganda. How to put it, long live the great unity of the world's peoples.
Now let's read some tweets from the Americans.
Gen Z doing this will absolutely prevent accepting a war narrative. Why would they want to fight hospitable people they interact with? As far as data, what don't they already have access to, including our own critical infrastructure? So, yeah, it's actually hilarious.
I'm sorry. If you don't think this is objectively very funny, there's no hope for you, I fear.
Chinese people are okay. The government is not. Russia? Same.
So what is going to happen to TikTok? Next, the U.S. Supreme Court is expected to rule on a law that could force ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, to divest its U.S. operations or face a ban by January 19, 2025. Chinese officials reportedly want ByteDance Limited to remain the owners of the TikTok, but are in discussions on how it can work with the incoming Trump administration. One option being floated is a potential sale to Elon Musk, according to reporting by Bloomberg. Whatever happens to TikTok and RedNote, I guess we all hope for a safe platform, where our data won't be exploited for evil purposes, where people from different nations could communicate without barriers, to clear misunderstandings, and to share our joy and sorrow in life. That's what internet has always been meant for. Do you agree? Please share your thoughts below. That is all for today's video. I am planning to start a series of videos talking about various topics, with web comments from both Asian countries and the West, to show how people from different cultures think differently or alike. If you are interested, please subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to like our video if you enjoy it. See you next time.